Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello everyone and welcome back to Painting Watercolours with me, Colin. I've just drawn this one out as we're still in January and it's a winter one. I've stretched my paper. This is £140 Bockingford watercolour paper and I leave a thin film of water on the paper. And I'm just bringing the water back up to the outline of the mountains at the back, and I've dried off the mountains with a kitchen towel just along the tops just to keep them clean for now. I'm just going to drop some light Naples yellow in here on the right hand side, bringing it up to the mountain tops. I might even just drop a little in here, quite pale. I'm going to take some cobalt violet. I'm just going to drop this in, adding water and just pulling it into cloud shapes and letting it stay strong in areas and then just allowing other parts of it to drift into the water. I'll take some cobalt blue, I'm just going to put it in there for now. I might want to grey that off a little tiny bit with the neutral tint. It's just a little bit weak. Just get this in. For those of you that are enjoying these videos, please click the like button. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I'd like to take some French ultramarine and some Indian red. I'll tell you what colours we have on the palette. This is Naples yellow, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, cobalt violet, Indian red, burnt umber and a neutral tint. And I'm using the French ultramarine and the Indian red. Be careful of the Indian red, it's a very powerful colour. So I'm just adding that a bit at a time. I'm just going to darken parts of the sky with this. And the reason why I'm using this colour is because I'm going to put it in the mountain and I would like the continuity of the colour to run throughout the picture. Just to deepen the sky at the top. Now this will dry really light. Then I want to take a kitchen roll and just roll a rough raggedy edge around just where the cloud tops would be, and I'm not pressing, I'm just allowing the paper to roll and lift what it wants to off. And create kind of like a cracked ice effect through the sky. That's about all I want to do to the sky. Put a little bit of the water in, some Naples yellow in. I'm not really bothered if it creeps up into the mountain. Put some of the cobalt blue. Just getting some of the main colours in really. Some of the cobalt violet. And then some of the French ultramarine and Indian red. Just bring the colours together. And then we're going to let that dry. Now the sky's dried and it's lovely and soft. It's a nice gentle winter sky, nothing too cold. I'm just re-wetting the face of these mountains where we put some snow shadows in. I'm going to take some of the original colour of the French ultramarine and neutral tint. I don't want this to be too strong, so I'm just dropping it in areas that I think will need it. I'm just softening this out with a brush, a damp brush, because I want the shadows to be quite soft. Just soften it all in. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Okay, the snow shadows have dried and I've just set the board at an angle. Makes it easy for me to paint, and I've thickened up and strengthened up the cobalt blue and the French ultramarine just by adding more pigment to it. Slightly darker mixture, and we'll just test that for strength, taking any excess off. And with the tip of the brush I'm going to put the top of the mountains in. Just creating some cracks, rocks on the face. Taking most of the paints off so it's almost dry. You get a hit and miss effect. If you want a gully, just shape it in the shape of a U and allow the paint to come off. And use the direction of the brush to give you a shape. So again, damp brush and soften a little bit of this out. And taking some neutral tints of that and just darkening it a touch further. I want to put a darker shadow on the back to make the mountains look three-dimensional. Trying not to get this too strong. And then I'm going to let that dry. Okay, your mountains are dry and I just want to strengthen up the frozen lake area, and I'm bringing the water way past the shoreline on the other side because I want to drop some wet trees back here. I've strengthened up the Naples yellow. Got to be a little bit stronger just to help stand this out. Then I'm going to take some of the cobalt blue, a touch of the neutral tint, and just to darken it. And like I say, I don't mind it going up into the mountains at the moment. And I want to take some of the French ultramarine. I'm just going to drop it in there for a minute while I take some of the cobalt violet hue. And some neutral tints of the French ultramarine. Then with a damp brush I'm just going to bring this all together. Horizontal strokes. I want to take some of that cobalt blue and the violet, some of the neutral tint to that, and I just want to drop some of this in and let it hit the water. I'm going to create some evergreen trees at the back. Start above the waterline and just pull them in and allow it to drift into the lake. Adding a little foliage to some of these. to run out of paint on the edges. And if you want to create just a little bit of mist, just drop some water in and allow it to push the paint around. I mean, this is still soaking wet, so you shouldn't get cauliflowers. You see how it's pushing the paint up? Just allowing some mist to form. Don't add too much water. And then we're going to let that dry. Now that's nice and dry, I'm going to mix up some French ultramarine. Might need a lot of this, so this will be our tree colour. I'm going to add some cobalt violet to that. Some neutral tint. I really want this to be dark. And I'm just going to put the tops of the trees in at the moment with a rigger brush. Find it easier sometimes to put it in with a rigger brush and then move on to a texture brush. I don't want this to look like a ladder coming down, so I'm going to bring this one further up. I'm just going to take a oil painting brush. You can do this with a flat brush and just splay the edges open. And we can begin to bring these trees out, making them light and airy. Allowing some of the lake to show through as well. Painting them this way really can allow you to get some speed up. And I want to take some clean water, stroke this underneath the bushes, catch that, just bring it into the snow. Same on this side, catch the colour. And it helps to attach the trees to the ground. And I want to take some of the colour we mixed up before, just check its strength, a little strong, but I don't mind because we can make this spread out. And I'm leaving some white areas for the snow. Darker in places. Taking some of the tree colour and I'm just going to drop this in at the bottom and bring it down as a shadow. Pull it down with the fall of the land. Take a damp brush and just feather this together. I don't want to do any more with that, I think. Make sure I've got no real hard edges. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. This is just a ruler and a craft knife blade. What I'm doing, I'm just putting some light streaks into the ice or the water. So I've just put some white paint into the palette. This is Magello Mission Gold white paint. And I just want to sprinkle some on these trees. This has to be really dry. That's about all I want to do to that. Put a couple of birds in the sky. And then you can get around to signing it, put a mark around it and frame it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome. Please feel free to leave a comment. Comments are always welcome. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.